If you or someone you love suffers from painful cycles, you are going to want to listen, save, and share this video. My name is Danny Flynn. Hello, for those who are new here. And that is my story. And I get a lot of questions about how I am managing my periods naturally. And I want to share it with you guys because it was pretty profound and life-changing for me. So just a little bit about my story. My cycle started when I was about 12 or 13, and I wanted it to come so bad. You know, it's like a rite of passage. But let me tell you something. When it came, it knocked me to the floor. Okay? I would get so sick from my cycles that I would throw up uncontrollably to the point of dehydration and hospitalization. I was in so much pain that I was just like physically toppled over, and I couldn't do anything about the pain because I couldn't hold anything down. And it was a terrible time of the month for me. Now, the good thing is that it was not regular. So I did not have it every month, but honey, when it came in like a hurricane. And I hated it, obviously. I was very social and I wanted to just be young and enjoy my life. But when my cycle came, I was down for weeks on end. I would have to be hospitalized. Eventually, it became home health care, right? They had to come up with a new, like, we can't keep taking her to the hospital. Let's just bring the home health care here. I would miss about 2 weeks of school every time my cycle came. So obviously that was not sustainable. As I got a little bit older, they were like, okay, what we can do. First of all, it was like a big deal in my household, right? Like everybody knew like, oh, it's time for a cycle. Let's get ready for this, right? So over the years, the doctors had figured out we got a solution for her. Here's what it is. The day her period starts, on day 1, you bring her to the doctor's office and we're going to give her 2 shots in the booty. One's going to be for pain management. One is going to be for nausea, and it's going to literally knock her out. And she is going to sleep for 14 hours. And when she awakes, she will have passed the time where she's nauseous, and we will have those the drugs in her body at that time. By that time, I was doing suppositories for nausea and pain management because I couldn't hold it, not even water. I couldn't hold anything down, and so that was their brilliant plan. And so we did that, and then eventually my parents were like, "Yo, this is not sustainable. Like, we've got to figure out something." And so the only other recourse that we had at that time, now granted, I was 13, I'm 43 now. You do the math. This was a long time ago. And there just was not a lot of research on what was really happening. I didn't know how to research it, you know? So they said, the only thing that we can do is birth control. That's what they were prescribed back then, right? So birth control will get her cycle on a schedule, and it will also help manage all of the pain and nausea and all that. And it worked. And so there I lived with birth control for 25 years. 25 years. Now, one thing to add in there is that within that time, I was still in a lot of pain. Like I still had really bad cramps. And so how I managed is I would take 4 ibuprofen every 4 hours for like the day before my cycle came, and like maybe 2 to 3 days into the cycle. Now I just want you to sit and think about how much ibuprofen that is every month. Right? And so my mom would be like, oh, that just can't be good for your stomach lining. That just can't be good. You just can't. And I'm like, I understand. I agree with you, but I ain't had no, like, what's my alternative? I didn't have an alternative that I knew of. And then one day I was working an event with a woman, and she called me and said, listen, my cycle is on. I don't have my oils. Can you please stop by and grab me some ibuprofen? And I was like, okay. So I get there and I don't have my oils. What's that? So I get there and I'm like, hey, what do you mean you don't have your oils? And she says, oh, I use an essential oil called Clary Calm. This baby right here. And that's what I use instead of ibuprofen. And I was like, tell me more. Like, how? It's a little roller. I just put the oils on my stomach and on my back, and I rub it in, and the pain is gone. And I was like, ain't no way. She was like, yeah, that's what it works. And I hate taking medicine, which I did too. And And she's like, this is how I manage it. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me now. Here's the irony of it. Literally the week before, I met someone on Facebook who was a doTERRA wellness advocate. So I promptly slid into her DM and was like, listen, tell me about this oil that helps with your period. And so that was my introduction to doTERRA essential oils. And so I sat down with her and I learned a lot, and I got a kit and got started. And do you want to know what I didn't get? I was so blown away by all the products that doTERRA had. I got everything but this, which I think is really funny. So she gifted this to me as part of my like little welcome. And I started to use it every single day. Now, if you've been following my journey, you know I used to talk about this all the time. I'll use it every single day. This is a blend of essential oils. Again, it's called Clary Calm. This is a blend of essential oils that is used to help balance your hormones. And so I started to use it every day. And what I started to notice happening, and I discussed this with my doctor, is my body stopped listening in my head. This is how I explain it. It stopped listening to the synthetic hormones, which is what birth control is, synthetic hormones. It stopped listening to that, and it started to align with oils. It's like my body preferred something natural, which hey, I'm here for it. And I was like, by golly. And it was working for my pain, right? But could I actually come off my birth control? Now, mind you, I've been on, at this point, it's been 25 years. And I just didn't feel good about that. Didn't feel good about it. And so my doctor says, let's give it a try. You're going to know real quick if it's going to work for you. Okay, so that's the backdrop. So I decided to come off birth control after 25 years. And I want to make sure I'm clear. I was on birth control because I had severe cycles. They diagnosed me with undiagnosed endometriosis, which means I had almost all of the symptoms of endometriosis, but they hadn't really gone in. It's a pretty intrusive test to see if you actually have it. They didn't actually go in to see. So here are the 4 things I did to come off of birth control and manage my cycles naturally. And now my cycles come, and it's a non-event. My mom will see me on day 1 of my cycle in disbelief. I'm like, I know, it's crazy. Here's what I did. 4 things. Number 1, diet, right? I did a bunch of research before I came off of birth control because I've heard a lot of different stories. I did a bunch of research, and diet was the number 1 thing you need to make sure was on point. Lots of dark green leafy vegetables. So for me, mine was, I loved kale. I would do kale salads. I would do kale in my smoothies, and spinach. Those are the 2. And you get some other benefits of that because it'll clean you out too. But that's what I did. I tried to do smoothie or salad every single day. Sometimes I would do both. Now, on the week of my cycle, I've learned to nix the smoothies the week of the cycle because it just, the cold makes me cramp worse. So I found that my cramps are much less if I stop the smoothies the week of. So I don't know if you guys know that, but cold stuff on a cramping stomach just makes it worse. You want heat. So I would do salads and other things. You can also make like a kale soup. I have a recipe for that if you like it. All right, so diet is the number 1 thing. The number 2 thing is exercise. Move your body. That just movement, daily movement, makes everything, every system in your body, it makes it all work better. From your immune system to your digestive system, everything works better when there's daily movement. Listen, you ain't gotta be a cross trainer or whatever it's called. You don't have to go hard. Just move your body. Stretching, walking, simple things really helps your body to do what it's designed to do. And I see a dramatic difference in my cycle if my diet is off and if I'm not moving. Okay, so those are the 2 things you got to make sure you do if you are dealing with any of this. The 3rd thing is this baby right here, phytoestrogen. So I started to see, I had a reflexologist who was also a doTERRA oil head, and I talked to her just like I talked to my doctor, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming off these birth control pills, like what do you recommend? And she says, do not do it without this. So this, and I have my little cheat sheet here. This is a blend of standardized extracts of plants. So phytoestrogen, plant-based estrogen, and lignans to help create a balance of hormones throughout the body and eliminate unwanted metabolites. Okay? What does that mean? I don't know. It's a plant-based natural estrogen that helps to balance out the hormones in your body. That's what it means. So it's a blend of 3 things. One is a soy extract. So a lot of people turn their nose against this because it has soy in it, and I was a little nervous too. I'm very sensitive to soy. I've been on this now for almost 3 years. I've had no issue, no reaction, and I usually react immediately to soy. No reaction. It's been great. A lot of times you have to think about how the soy is processed, and that could be what your reaction is coming from. This has been incredible for me. It also has flaxseed extract in there. Again, it's designed to naturally balance the hormones. And it has pomegranate extract, which is a powerful antioxidant. We know this is a powerful antioxidant, and it's shown to reduce the free radical damage to the cells. The flaxseed extract is going to be really good for protecting the sex organs and tissues and cells. And then the soy extract has been shown to help prevent prostate cancer in men, so men can use this as well as ovarian and breast cancer in women. So this is a tested product. I take 2 of them every day. I take it to help balance out my hormones for my cycle, but a lot of women take this to balance out their hormones as they transition into a cycle and out of, right? So anytime you're in the point of all women need, if you have a cycle at some point in your life, you need to be taking this 1 to 2 a day. I found that 2 is the sweet spot for me. This has changed the game. It's like a natural birth control, except it does not prevent births. Be very clear, does not prevent births. You gotta do something else for that. But all of the negative effects of your cycle, mood balancing out, all of the PMS, all of that stuff is managed naturally with this baby right here. Will not go without it. I always have an extra bottle around the house. And then the 4th thing is Claricom. So this is going to be this. Let me slow down. This supplement is specific to estrogen in the body. It's specific to balancing out the estrogen in the body. This blend of essential oils will help balance all of your hormones in the body. So it's very, very, very helpful for us women and also men. Y'all got hormones too. So this is going to be a blend of clary sage, lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, and some other things. I think so it's for some people when they take this, they feel a balance in their hormones, so they feel less pain when it's that time of the month. So that's why rolling it wherever you feel the pain when it's that time of the month, like I say hip to hip, before your cycle starts and during, will really help with pain management. I mix it with Deep Blue. I mix it with a few other oils when I have pain, and I also take the Copaiba soft gels and the turmeric and Deep Blue pills to help with pain. And I do like a little concoction right at the beginning on day 1 of my cycle, and then I just don't have to do it anymore. It's fine. It just is a non-event. It's a beautiful thing. So other benefits of Claricom is libido. So it increases the libido. It's got an essential oil in there called ylang ylang, which is a natural aphrodisiac. So if your libido is off, it's a hormone thing. So get those hormones balanced out, and it'll help. It could help with that. It also helps you sleep at night. So a lot of people say, I put this on and it knocks me out. Well, there's lavender in there. There's Roman chamomile. Lots of calming oils, hence the name Claricom. So you can get some support here from a mood perspective, from a pain perspective, sleep and libido, all those things in this little bottle of oils, in this little oil. So that is what I do. Diet, exercise, phytoestrogen, and Claricom. Now, the foundation to everything that I do with Doterra is the lifelong vitality. That is our supplement packs. If you are on a regimen of lifelong vitality, I promise you, everything else you do will work even better. The end. So the foundation, if you or someone you love is trying to balance this out, the foundation is lifelong vitality, diet, exercise, phytoestrogen, and Claricom. I hope that was helpful for some of you, and I wish you all the best in your journey and caring for your body naturally. All right, be well, my friends.